have different ideas. And it is a message that, unless you kowtow to the old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
He went back down south on the motherfuckers. And what he did was, he had to play that race card. Clarence Thomas had to play that race card. But I'm telling you right now,
Assume you wish to come back tomorrow. The committee is not
this was one of the big cases
like to come back tomorrow?
That was so open.
I'd like to finish this.
And it showed how it destroyed the black man and the black woman. Please pay attention. Please pay attention.
Absolutely resolve these two stories based on the testimony of these
says the leakage of this stuff, the dirty character of it, amounts, in part at least, to an attempting lynching of Clarence Thomas.
This is about sexual harassment.
Agreed.
And about his fitness to be an associate justice on the Supreme Court. None of what he said has any relevance.
But this is not a judicial proceeding. This is political theater. And Thomas just performed.
So he got you.
No, I'm not saying anything he said was relevant. And I hate that it was him, of all people, but he did tell a truth.
The truth? By saying that supporting me is synonymous with supporting lynching?
No.
He is not,
I'm not trying to say that.
victim.
I'm not trying to say that either.
What are you trying to say, Charles?
Listen, white folks are already talking this bullshit that this can't be about race because you're both black, right? So what Thomas just did
No,
was he takes it.
Listen to me. My grandfather fled Arkansas because he was threatened with lynching. Real lynching. Not this metaphoric kind that Thomas is talking about.
He doesn't care about that. He only acknowledged race because it was about him.
But that's not right.
I'm not saying it is right.
That's not the issue.
But it was effective. Now, you think any of those white boys on that committee are prepared to challenge him now?
Pay attention. This is how
he's trying to dismiss you precisely.
Society works. Pay attention.
You and I both know.
It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work.
A very different place if you look like his wife.
Good. You're still here. You're not going to believe this. There's another woman.
Her name is Angela Wright. She worked for Thomas after Anita Hill. They never met, never even heard of each other. She's a newspaper editor now, but what she really wants to be is a columnist. So to prove herself to her bosses, she wrote a sample column. I know Thomas is capable of doing these things because he did them to me. We need to depose her.
Understand this, how this operates. This is when the black woman, the black man, had got divided and never came back from this case.
Can you often say I got what size my boobs were? Clarence Thomas came by my house at night, Miss Wright, invited. Spoken general terms, but then tried to move the conversation over.
Look how this black woman come to hang her. She's coming to hang her.
Pretty much pops out of Clarence Thomas's mouth whenever the hell he feels like saying it.
Does the White House know about her?
We sent over a copy of her deposition.
Oh,
y'all got to pay attention. Now, was Clarence Thomas wrong? We wasn't there.
All sorts of people.
But see how out the black women come to hanging.
She didn't call us.
They should have did it 10 years before it happened.
She has a corroborating witness. It took some convincing to get her to talk, but...
Family, I put this on for a reason. I wanted you to see where the black woman and the black man, the beginning of the destruction. You have to understand, Clarence Thomas, he could have and probably did these things. The problem was Anita Hill, she did not open her mouth, and any one of those other women opened their mouths and could have got rid of this problem. So, if you ever seen this film, how white folks used everything in their power, because it was all about money, to put Clarence Thomas in that position as a supreme judge, for him to become a supreme judge, was all politically and all financially. They needed him to be in there. So when he pulled that race card out and stated about being lynching, it was a politically strategy move. But when you're dealing with this type of arena and everyone watched it, I remember clearly. Let me tell you something. It done its damage. And it put in print how the black woman and the black man, from the outside, what happened between these two adults. But between these two adults, it catapulted and made a ripple effect over the years. Because I remember when I was coming up, and anytime you seen the black man and black woman argue in the workplace or anywhere, a lot of times the black man said, you ain't just like Anita Hill. You sit up there and you try to bury people. And then you had a lot of the black women, they would sit there and say, oh, you're Clarence Thomas. You just wanted to show off with your penis and so on and so forth. But when you put white people involved, which they was, it was all out to destroy. They knew what they was doing. You have to understand this. This case was one of the big cases that split, that totally split the African male and the female, and it never came back. Some of y'all gonna sit there and act like you don't know. This is the rawness.